Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Readington Community Theater. If you please direct your attention to center stage. Here's Nani.
Once or twice again, welcome to Readington Community Theater. We're grateful for your participation here and your support. We've been doing this in town since 2008. And this show we've done more than 40 productions since 2008. And something we're very proud of is our sets. Because thank you. We've always taken pride in our sets. We have never had a permanent facility to do our shows. So we've always rented an empty room, a banquet hall like this. And we come in and there's an empty room. And then all these retiree, mostly, volunteers come in and we cart stuff from a barn in town. And we build and we build and we build. And this year, for this show, we only had 4 days to do this. So I'd like to give a compliment to our set construction team. Thanks. Also, for about the past 10 years, our principal set designer, the person who conceives what the set's supposed to look like and where the doors are and what kind of wallpaper and everything else, has been Frank Bergson. And Frank has a lifetime of experience in theater in Texas and Canada and other places. I'd like to acknowledge Frank. Frank's here tonight in the audience. Thank you, Frank. I got to use my fireman's flashlight. So what you're going to see tonight is a very entertaining, funny story. And it's going to be presented to you by what I consider to be a very talented and amazing group of actors. In the event of an emergency, please exit calmly through the same door that you used to get in here. And the lavatories are in the back, and no flash photography. And I recommend that you either silence or turn off your cell phones, because if you don't, there are mobsters in the group here that you might wind up on a railroad track later tonight. So there'll be an intermission after Act 1. The bar will be open again. There'll be snacks and drinks. At the end of the intermission, we'll pull the 50-50 winner, and if you haven't bought tickets and would like to, you'll have that opportunity at intermission. And now, Tom Dulak's great comedy, Breaking Legs. Enjoy the show.
So, what happened?
Nothing happened. What is this? $469 from Semprini Plumbing?
Oh, they fixed the toilets in the woman's john. So, what'd he do?
Nothing. Forget it. I thought Semprini owed you a favor.
He did.
$469? This is a favor? I mean, what's he gotta do? Hey, stick a coat hanger down there for the love of God.
Hey, what do I know? His work is guaranteed.
It better be guaranteed.
To lay off Charlie's a nice guy.
Nice. Nice.
You know, Angel, I know it's none of my business, but, you know, you date a guy for 15 months. What am I supposed to think?
Why do you have to think anything?
What, I'm not human? Your daughter dates a guy for a year and a half. I'm not supposed to think.
He's a creep.
It took you a year and a half to figure out he's a creep.
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. Mosconi's got a good price on calamari.
We can't get any fish products in Moscone. I told you before, my father would turn over in his grave.
Giuliani gave us some fish. We had complaints last week.
He had an accident with his refrigerator.
Not the first time either.
You know, your grandmother liked this guy.
I don't want to talk about it.
All I'm saying is she's going to take it hard. She was counting on you to give us some great-grandchildren before she died.
She's already got about 40 of them. How many does she need?
Oh, you could never have too many. What about me?
What about you?
I'm not getting any younger. Man wants to see his daughter settle down. I want you to raise a family. I want to play with your kids. I want to take them fishing, take them to the racetrack, teach them how to shoot craps.
You know, our payroll is too big. Why do we need Francine Saturday afternoons? We don't do Dick Saturday afternoons.
Look, Angel, I know it's none of my business, and I don't want to interfere with your private life, but you know, you got to start thinking about your future. I mean, naturally, you want to bide your time. A girl like you can afford to be selective, but you're getting to an age now where, listen, I know everyone around you thinks you're like 22, 23, 26, but still.
Dad, Marvin is history, okay? Ancient history.
And it would never work out. Right from the beginning, I told your mother, don't get your hopes up. This creek doesn't have what it takes.
I'm gonna put Francine in the kitchen Saturday afternoons. Oh, what time is Terrence coming?
Oh, I told him to come over early. Mike's got somewhere to go tonight.
I cannot wait to see him again. Oh, he was such a great teacher.
You know, he told me they did one of his plays in Europe.
Oh, yeah?
And now they want to do it in New York. He's looking for investors.
So what do you guys know about producing plays?
What's there to know? How hard could it be?
Everyone I ever heard of invested in a play, they lost their shirt.
You lose your shirt at the racetrack, shooting craps. What's the difference? It'll be nice. It'll be a laugh. Opening night, pull up in a stretch limousine, red carpet on the sidewalk, Connie Chung, Channel 5 News. Got some bimbo on my arm. Hey, if you're going to lose your shirt, you might as well go and start.
Never mind the bimbo on your arm.
Hey, don't repeat that to your mother, all right? I was only kidding.
Well, when Terry comes, just remember who you're dealing with. Don't embarrass me.
Embarrass you? What's that supposed to mean? Since when do I embarrass you?
He's a college professor. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you're telling me something I don't know now? I don't know he's a college professor?
All I'm saying is he's not some scumbag looking to put the bite on you like Dino or Vinny. You can't be jerking him around.
Hey, nobody's going to be jerking him around. What's the matter with you?
Just remember who you're dealing with. That's all I'm saying. Did you eat yet?
Nah, I don't feel like nothing right now. Well, what do we got tonight?
I don't know. I'll go see.
Hey, ask Billy who won the fifth at Hialeah. Patsy's got a horse running there. And would you call your Aunt Mary? How many times I got to tell you?
Okay, okay. Jesus Christ.
Lou? Lou, hello?
Hey, Professor, how you doing?
Lou, good to see you.
Hey, believe me when I tell you, you're looking great.
Thanks, Lou. So are you.
Hey, give me a coat. It's terrible weather out there.
Yeah, there was a really bad accident on the turnpike, just outside of Bridgeport.
Oh, is that right?
It was raining so hard, this little sports car, I guess it was going too fast. It just got flattened by a semi. It was awful. Bodies all over the place.
Well, lucky it ain't snow. Hey, don't laugh. It snowed October 6th last year, remember?
No, I was in Europe. Did you have snow?
You know what they say about the weather in New England? Hey, who's that famous writer? You should know this. What did he say? It was something like, if you don't like the weather in New England, tough shit. Something like that. It was like Wendell Oliver Holmes.
Actually, you're thinking of Mark Twain, Lou.
Oh, yeah.
But what he really said was that if you don't like the weather in New England...
Yeah, whatever. Forget about it. Just sit down. So tell me, Professor, tell me the truth. How you doing?
Good, Lou. Real good. Not bad at all. Can't really complain.
Ah, so you got a new play?
Yeah, that's right. Got a new play.
Oh, that's great. Say, you want something to eat? How about a cocktail?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you know, whatever.
All right. So, where are you thinking of having this plays of yours produced? Off-Broadway?
Off Broadway.
Off? I didn't even know there was an off.
Oh yeah, these days they're even beginning to talk about off.
Off? Is that right? This I did not know.
Actually, in off, you tend to find plays with a lot more artistic integrity than you do off, or God knows on. It's a question of the kind of play you have. Cats, something like that, Phantom of the Opera, those could only be done on Broadway. Other plays do better elsewhere.
And you're convinced that off is right for you?
Well, naturally, you always hope to move up. With good reviews, it's difficult to explain, Lou.
Yeah. Anyway, on opening night, they still do the bit with stretch limos, right? Even on off?
Stretch limos?
Yeah, like, searchlights in the sky, Connie Chung, like that.
Connie Chung. Oh, sure. I'm sure Connie Chung goes to see plays off Broadway from time to time. Sure, Lou. I think I'll have that drink now.
Sure. What do you have? Angie, look who's here. Angie! Angie!
Jeez! Terrence! It's so great to see you again.
It's great to see you, too.
Oh, you look fantastic.
So do you.
Europe must have agreed with you. So, where were you exactly?
In Belgium, most of the time.
Belgium. Wow. Where is that? In France?
It's between France and Germany.
I was never strong in geography.
She doesn't have a scholarly temperament, Professor. See, Angie's not a student.
Well, she could have been a wonderful student if she hadn't dropped out of school. Some of those short stories she wrote for me were the most original things I ever got from a student.
She was pretty original with the books around here, let me tell you. 3 weeks running, the payroll was so screwed up I had to run a computer to get it all straightened out.
That'll be the day my father puts the payrolls on the computer. So what can I get you, Terrence?
Oh, I don't know, a vodka, I guess.
That's good, that's a good choice.
Yeah, bring me a vodka on the rocks. A vodka, twist of lemon?
Ah. Hey, what's the special tonight, honey?
Risotto Sicilian. That's rice with tomato sauce and pieces of fish.
Give us a little side, just a taste. And maybe a side of any pasta.
Do you want something to drink, Dad?
Nah, I don't want anything right now. Oh, and when Mike and Tino come, tell Francine to bring them back. They're probably going to eat. Maybe Joey, too.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Frankie Salvucci called.
Frankie Salvucci? What did he say?
He said he had to talk to you. It was urgent, and he's coming around tonight.
Thanks, Doc.
I'll be right back.
Hell of a kid, huh?
Yeah, she is.
Knockout, right? Hey, tell me the truth. She's turned to a knockout.
She always was a knockout. You know, it's none of my business, Lou, but it's such a waste she doesn't get her degree.
What does that kid need with a degree? Listen, no offense, Professor, but how old are you? Like 42, 44, 46?
Around there.
What, you got like 3 degrees, 4? You're a professor at the university. How much do you make each year? Like 40 grand, 42, 44?
Around 40 grand.
And what are you driving? I bet you're driving some beat-up old rabbit on its last leg. Am I right or wrong? Hey, listen, no offense, but Angie's 28 years old. She makes 50 grand a year working for me. She drives a brand new Alfa Romeo, and she owns 2 condos in Boca. So you tell me the truth. What does that kid need with a degree?
Well, you put it like that. You know, it's just that she had a gift.
All right, so maybe someday she decides to go back in the spare time. I mean, there's no statute of limitations or whatever in getting a degree now, is there?
7 years, I think, after you quit. She dropped out, what, 85, 86?
Yeah, but whatever it was, she decides to go back. I'm sure you put a good word in for her and get things straightened out. Right?
Sure, absolutely. I'd love
Sure.
to.
Same in the university as anywhere else, right? It's a question of who you know to get things done. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Hey, my point exactly. So, how much do you need for this play of yours? I think on the phone you said like 100 grand.
Around there.
That don't sound like much.
Does it?
And when do you need the money by? Like, how soon?
Wait, you understand, I'm not asking for a loan. I've already raised $30,000.
So I and my partners, we give you the money, and how soon can you get underway? Like, say we gave you the money today.
You mean you might give me all of it? Jesus, I don't know. It hadn't even crossed my mind that, well, if you gave me the money today, we could start, I guess, tomorrow. You know, signing the actors.
Good, that's very good. My partner's going to find this a very interesting opportunity.
There you are.
Hey, why don't you get us some bread, hon? And with some hot peppers. You like hot peppers on your fish and rice?
I don't know. I never tried it.
Oh, you'll love it. And how about a side of a primavera? You like primavera?
I don't know.
Oh, you'll love it. It's chicken and vegetables with pasta in a white sauce.
Oh, it's terrific. And some bread, hon. I asked you 3 times already for the bread.
Okay.
And get some hot peppers while you're at it. Eat, Terrence, here. Try the antipasta. How's your cocktail? Just the way you like it?
Fine. Great. Cheers.
So, This play of yours went over real big in Europe, is that right?
Very big. We had 3 productions. One in Belgium, one in Switzerland, and one in Sweden.
That's wonderful. It must have been a wonderful experience, and I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
So how do you explain the fact that it flopped in New York?
I don't. Different cultures? I don't know.
Hot peppers.
Ah,
The bread is in the oven.
good. Hey, tell Mike and Tino to come back. I just saw them pull up. And tell Francine to put the party at 6 at the round table. I know what's the matter with her. She must be drunk. Hurry up, will you?
Okay, okay.
Hell of a kid, huh? Maybe someday she'll be a hell of a wife. God damn it, Francine! I told her 1,000,000 times. Nobody does what you tell them. It's like wasting my breath. Here, try the antipasto. Enjoy your cocktail. Relax. Make yourself at home.
Here's your bread. And where'd he go?
I don't know.
Sometimes it is not easy working with your father.
Thanks. So, then, you've made up your mind then that this is what you want to do for the rest of your life?
Well, I don't know. How's your drink?
Fine.
I don't know. It's interesting work. Meeting the public. Every day is interesting. I could never work in an office 9 to 5. Hey, try the Primavera. It's nice. You'll love it.
Thanks.
And the pay is very good. My father says I'll be a rich woman by the time I'm 40.
Nothing wrong with that.
I know. But there's something missing. I feel like, I don't know, it's not what I dreamed about when I was a kid.
What did you dream about?
Oh, you know. The usual thing. Being famous, being a movie star. Stupid, huh?
What's stupid?
Look at me. Big nose, big ass.
Sophia Loren had a big nose.
Did you really think I had something in your class?
I still remember one of those stories you wrote me about a young girl's her first awakening to the sensual aspects of, to the confused, adolescent, emotional realities of young love.
Oh yeah, that thing about the first time I did it. So, that turned you on or what?
I thought it was full of power and originality. It had some echo of a literary sensibility that reminded me of a young D.H. Lawrence, actually.
I never would have quit school if my other teachers were like you. But God, they were so boring. Chaucer and Milton. Ooh, you know what I mean? You could have made me like Chaucer and Milton.
Well, nevertheless, I still think you should have stayed and gotten your degree.
I thought life was passing me by. I got scared. Maybe if you had been around to talk to, but you went on a sabbatical my sophomore year, and then I didn't have anybody to talk to. Funny thing is, now it still feels like life is passing me by.
You can always come back. I was just telling your dad that...
I am too spoiled. Money, cars, pleasures of the flesh. So, you've written a new play?
Yes, I'm trying to interest your dad and his partners to invest some money in it.
Oh, I think that's a very good idea. They're loaded. They don't know what to do with it.
Well, that's interesting. But the play's very controversial.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, it's the first time in modern theater that a play asks the question of murder the way I do.
Well, what is it?
What is what?
What is the question? The question of murder.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to bring it home to the audience, to make them actually feel what it's like to kill someone. It's very strong stuff. It's powerful. Sickening, actually. It takes a strong stomach. I hope your dad isn't scared off by it.
Oh, I don't think so. It sounds like quite a play.
It was a big hit last year in Buffalo.
They do plays in Buffalo?
Sure. They do a lot of plays in Buffalo.
Where people actually get paid and stuff?
Well, you don't get paid that much.
It's funny, you just don't think about Buffalo being a place where they do plays.
I guess it's funny, and I never really thought about it.
Me neither. So, then, have you ever killed anybody?
Killed anybody?
No, I mean, personally. Have you ever personally killed anybody.
God, no! What an idea!
But then, how can you show this murder on stage? How can you make the people in the audience feel what it's like if you don't know?
What a naive question.
So in other words, you just make it up about this murder?
Well, any author just makes it up. Shakespeare just made it up. Dostoevsky, Conan Doyle.
Uh-huh. Well, that sounds fascinating. So about this raising the money, you just went down mentally a list in your minds of all the rich people you knew? Or what?
All the rich and all the poor people I know. Family, friends, relatives.
Is it so hard to raise money?
It's terrible. It used to be you could just try for a grant. The Rockefeller Foundation, the NEA. Not anymore. I've been trying to finance this play for 3 years now.
3 years? Don't you get discouraged?
No, not really. You remember what Goethe said.
No. What did he say?
Life is short, but art is long. If you really believe in something, you don't get discouraged.
Sounds like this play is pretty important to you.
I guess when all is said and done, it's just about the most important thing in my life.
Well, you came to the right place then. These guys drop in one night shooting craps probably twice as much as you need for your play.
They do?
Oh, you got no idea.
Well, that's encouraging.
Believe me, you got nothing to worry about. Anyway, I'm really glad you decided to ask my dad. It's really great to see you again.
You too.
I always wondered why you never asked me out.
What do you mean? How could I have asked you out? When?
In school, when I was in your class. I always thought you were interested. It looked like you were looking.
Naturally, I looked. You're hard not to look at.
But I guess that's all it was, huh? You were just looking. You weren't really interested.
In fact, I have to confess, belatedly, I was really interested.
I am never wrong about these things. So then why didn't you ask me out?
Because I was too old for you, and besides, I was your...
I never thought you were too old for me. Young studs never did anything for me. Ugh, who needs it? I've always been partial to more mature men.
Is that right? That's interesting.
Probably because I matured somewhat prematurely myself.
Yes, probably. No doubt that explains it.
Matter of fact, I almost asked you out.
You're kidding.
More than once. There was this one time, we were in your office talking about my term paper, Grendel in Beowulf, and I was wearing this blouse, and it was unbuttoned down to about here. Do you remember that afternoon?
Vaguely.
I came close that afternoon.
Interesting. Isn't it interesting to compare notes like this so long after the fact? You know, Proust has an episode in Sodom and Gomorrah where he talks about the
What
importance...
would you have done if I had asked you out that day?
I probably would have said, thank you very much, Miss Graziano, but I'm married, and you would have said, oh, I'm sorry, I had no idea you were married, and then we would have...
I knew you were married. It was just obvious that you weren't happily married.
Why was that so obvious?
Because you don't spend an hour and a half locked in your office late on a Friday afternoon looking down a girl's blouse if you're happily married to your wife. Seems elementary to me. You were still married, by the way?
Yes, still married.
To the same woman?
The same woman.
Well, and obviously I was wrong. Obviously you were happy, or why would you still be married, right?
People stay married for lots of different reasons.
Oh, sure, but the bottom line is being happy?
Not necessarily.
No? Then what?
Well, sometimes people simply give up. Passively accept their fate.
To me, that would be worse than death.
Yeah, but you're a lot younger than I am, aren't you?
Age has nothing to do with it. Never say never. That's my philosophy.
Great stories, Mike. I love it. And then the son of a bitch paid $14.40. I could have cut my throat. There you go. Hello, Angie.
Hi, Uncle Mike.
Hey, Professor, this is my associate, Mike Francesco, Professor O'Keefe.
Mr. Francesca, nice to meet you.
Angie.
Uncle Tino.
Professor, this is Tino. He's another one of my associates. He's very interested in your proposal. Tino Di Felice, Professor O'Keefe.
Pleased to meet you.
How are you?
Hey, why don't we have a seat here? Maybe get a cocktail, maybe something to eat. Mike, try the antipasta. Angie, get another plate for Mike. What are we all gonna drink here? Like maybe some wine? Shall we have some red?
Nah, I don't want nothing, Louis. You don't feel good. You got problems with the stomach.
Hey, a glass of red will fix you right up.
Nah, I don't want nothing.
Bring us 2 plates anyway, and a bottle of red and some glasses.
Do you want to order now or you want to wait?
No, bring the red first, and maybe another side of fish and rice. You like the fish and rice, Professor?
It's very good.
Yeah, Mike, you gotta try the fish. It's like a little sauce. It's easy on the stomach.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't want nothing. Maybe I'll just have some soup. What's the soup today?
What's the soup today, Angel?
I don't know. I have to see.
Right, well, we'll bring the red first. Hey, is Joey coming?
I don't know. Couldn't get hold of him.
Maybe wait to see for Joey to eat.
Okay. Well, here is the wine, and I will go and check on the soup.
Go, Angel.
Try the fish, Mike. It's good for you.
I don't think so.
Hey, look, it's probably just gas you got.
Nah, I'll just have some soup and maybe a glass of red. That's it.
Ah,
Lou, he eats and drinks anything he wants. Me, I gotta be careful.
Right. I know what you mean.
Lou, he don't worry about nothing. That's why he's still got a full head of hair.
why should I worry? Life's too short for worrying. Let other people worry. What do you get for worrying? Gas on your stomach? Right, Professor?
Right. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So, Professor,
Yeah.
break your legs. Huh? Well, that's how they talk in show business, right? Bad luck to say good luck, so instead they say break your legs. It's got a nice ring to it, huh?
Actually, it's break a leg.
Well, breaking one leg is good. Breaking two is better.
Of course. That makes sense.
In Europe, they say shit.
Where in Europe do they say this, Professor, and why?
In European theater, in Belgium, for example. Good shit, actually. Or they hold up their fingers like this. It means good luck. Only, like Mike says, you can't say good luck because that's bad luck. So you say shit, or you do like this with your fingers, one finger for each letter.
Shit has only 4 letters where I come from.
Yeah, but in French, it's 5.
Shit has 5 letters in French? This is news to me.
French always have to do things different. Remember Frenchy Carbone?
God, who can ever forget Frenchy Carbone?
Yeah, Frenchy Carbone, may he rest in peace. Yeah, but I didn't know he was French.
Why do you think they called him Frenchy? Because he was Greek?
Yeah, but Carbone ain't French.
He was French on his mother's side.
Ah, well, this explains it. What was his mother's name?
Mary, and his father's name was Joseph.
Mary and Joseph don't sound all that French to me.
Me neither.
He's French, he's Greek. Why do I give a shit?
The whole thing seems questionable. Anyway, I prefer break your legs.
Anything you want, Mike.
Good. Well, let's get down to business, okay? Now, this is all very pleasant, but we didn't come in for pleasure, right?
Right. Okay, well, I don't know how much Lou told you about my play,
Well,
but...
obviously, we don't know nothing about plays, Professor. You are a professor, correct? This is why everybody calls you that?
I teach at the State University. This semester I'm on leave.
I never graduated grade school myself.
No kidding.
You never thinking to look at me, huh?
No, God no.
Yeah, 7th grade was as far as I made it. And look at me today, huh?
Absolutely.
Work 20 million. Give or take 5 or 10. Right, Dino? Professor, you might notice that when I laugh, I don't move my lips very much.
You don't?
You didn't notice?
I didn't notice anything.
Not very observant. You got a problem with these muscles. You see, if you take a close look, you can see the scars. Go ahead, take a look. See?
Ah, yes. But I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't pointed out
Yeah,
the...
I got slashed, carved up, years ago. They did a job on me, Louis, right?
Yeah.
And blood everywhere, you wouldn't believe it.
You should have seen the other guy. Right, Tino?
Anyway, boys will be boys. Right, Professor? Anyway, that's why I don't move my lips when I laugh.
That's amazing.
But that's the great thing about America, right?
Oh,
It's
right.
Dominic. Remember Dominic, old Dominic? Right, he tell you how poor we were when we first came here, right, Louis? Right? We had nothing, we had shit. But this is the land of opportunity, right? You start out shit, you end up being president. Look at Reagan. Frank Sinatra, Mario Andretti, take your pick. If you ask me, the next president will be Mario Cuomo.
God will.
And why not? What's wrong with that? Whoa, you don't like this idea, Professor?
No, I love the idea. I'm a big fan of Mario Cuomo. I'd vote for Mario Cuomo in a minute.
Not Mario Cuomo, maybe Tommy Lasorda.
It's even better.
I think Tommy Lasorda would make a wonderful president.
Who knows? In life, you never can know, right, Tino?
In death, neither, Mike.
That's true. Very true. Death neither. Salud, gentlemen.
The soup is parole, Uncle Mike.
Oh, beautiful, Angie. Bring me a bowl of Scuttle, please.
Oh, got it. Uncle Tina, what can I get you?
I don't know.
How about the Primavera? That's good.
I had Primavera yesterday. How's the calamari? Nice and fresh?
Of course it's nice and fresh. What's the matter with you? Calamari is always fresh.
Not always.
It come in this morning.
Okay, then bring me some calamari. Pasta on the side.
Hey, Professor, why don't you try the scallopini? Believe me when I tell you it is a specialty of the house. Veal so tender you can cut it with your fork. Have some spinach on the side. What do you say?
It's nice, Terrence. You'll love it.
Great, I love veal.
You never had veal.
Probably not, but what I had that was called veal was very good.
This is veal. Never mind what you had that they called veal. Angie, get him the veal.
Maybe after all, I'll take some calamari too, Angel. Not too much, a small portion. They ain't too oily, right? Nice and light?
Of course it's not oily. What's the matter with you?
Just tell the cook, okay, honey? My stomach's killing me. Tell him take it easy on the grease, please.
Talking grease. It's always serve you a greasy meal around here.
Just tell the cook, okay, Angie? All right? And put a little hot pepper in the scuttle. Not too much. Just a pinch.
There you go.
Do you want something, Jack?
I'll take a bowl of a pasta fazool. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good, Angie. I'll have some fazool, too.
All right.
Nothing like a good plate of fazool to absorb the acid, right, Professor?
How's your drink, Professor?
Fine. Strong, Lou, strong.
Hey, Tina, try the fish.
I had fish for lunch.
So, Professor, what's the deal? Why don't you show us what you got, using a language that we could all understand, in not so many words?
Right, okay. Well, I brought some copies of the script for everybody, and I brought the reviews from the Buffalo production and the limited partnership agreements.
Buffalo. Wasn't that Primo's territory? Primo and Dominic?
Yeah, the 60s.
That's what I thought. They had Buffalo all buttoned up between them for a while. Then they got greedy. Greed's a terrible thing, Professor.
Terrible.
Poor old Dominic, he got too big for his britches. May he rest in peace. I'm sorry, Professor. Don't let me interrupt you. You say that these are limited partnership papers? All right, that's fine. Our legal staff will look into these.
Why don't you tell us about your play, Terrence?
Terrence? Your name is Terrence?
Yes, Terrence. Terrence O'Keefe.
Can we call you Terrence?
Fine, great. Why not? That's my name after all.
Dispense with the formalities. It's better that way, right?
I couldn't agree with you more, Mike. Call you Mike? Lots better that way.
Only my intimates call me Mike.
Oh, sorry, of course, sure. Presumptuous of me, wasn't it, sir, Mr.
But, lucky for you, I view you as an intimate. Incidentally, I got nothing whatsoever against the Irish, in case you were wondering.
Truly never crossed my mind.
Should have crossed your mind, Terrence. You should never take nothing for granted.
So, let Terrence tell us about his play.
Right. Shoot, Terrence. What's the subject in his play, yours?
The subject is crime, actually.
Crime?
Yes, crime. Well, it's about a crime, you see. You'll see when you read the script, or even the reviews if you don't feel like reading the script. The reviews give you a pretty good idea of the storyline.
Why don't you tell it to me in your own words? Make me want to invest in your play.
Well, it's about a murder. See, it's kind of a cross between Sleuth and Death Trap. It's sort of an intellectual cross between Peter Schaefer and Anthony Schaefer.
Are we familiar with these gentlemen?
They're top of the line, Mike. Very successful.
Yeah? And what?
They're playwrights, actually.
And what you're saying then, Terrence, is that you are ripping off these governments?
I confess to an influence there, yes, certainly.
What he means, Mike, he's operating in the same territory.
And your business permits this? To encroach on the territory of the competition?
It's not only permitted, it's encouraged.
I find this very interesting.
But at the same time, my play is completely original. I mean, in another sense, I don't owe anything to anyone. Because it's a play where you get into the psychology of the killer. I mean, the audience actually participates in the crime. In a way, in fact, it's the audience that's guilty in the last analysis. You see, the play deals with universal guilt and the theme of man's responsibility to his fellow man, which may sound a little too intellectual, perhaps, but really, up in Buffalo, it was very...
You know, I saw Ethel Merman once, live.
What? You saw who?
Ethel Merman, very great actress.
Oh, God, yes, she certainly was one of the greatest.
In Desert Song,
She was great.
Desert Song? I don't think Ethel Merman would... though it's possible that she was in Desert Song, it's just that I wasn't aware... But, I mean, she certainly could have played in the Desert Song. Why not? I'll bet she was terrific.
saw her in the Candlelight, down on the shore, Old Summer Theater. Remember the tent they used to have, Louis?
What tent? I don't remember no tent.
The tent, where I saw Ethel Merman.
Tent?
Summer of '52,
What the-
Desert
show
Song, with Ezio Pinza.
Oh, my
At the time of my life.
No.
Oh.
Now, wait a minute. Ethel Merman, maybe. But Ezio Pinza? Come on. Get out of here, Mike. Not Ezio Pinza. Not in a million years.
Ezio Pinza was a cousin of mine.
On the other hand, what do I know? He was before my time. Why not Ezio Pinza? Why not Callus? Why not Caruso?
Distant cousin. 3 or 4 times removed, on my mother's side. God bless her. A great gift, Ezio Pinza. Very great talent.
Oh, yes, absolutely. No question about it. One of the best.
Very religious. Did you know that?
No, actually, I didn't know that.
Very religious. Used to go to mass every day.
Really? No kidding. Imagine that.
I don't go to church much myself, except for the funerals and baptisms. But I don't like people making fun of religion.
I don't blame you. Some things ought to be sacred. Religion is certainly one of them.
What about Don Amici?
Don Amici.
There's a great talent for you, huh? Man, years before his time, right?
Actually, he was before mine, too. Though I've only ever heard the very finest things about him.
I saw Don Amici on the Johnny Carson show last winter. He looked great. In great shape for a guy like 83, 84, whatever the hell he was.
I thought he was dead.
Well, then, he was in really great shape on the Johnny Carson. So, Terrence, this play of yours is such a hot item. How come you gotta raise the money from amateurs like us?
I anticipated that question.
Well, then you probably got a good answer.
You used the word amateur, which is just the right word. It means lover. From the Latin, amo, amas, ama, one who loves something. And I think it's time we took commercial theater out of the hands of the professionals and put it into the hands of the amateurs, the true lovers of art. As in the Renaissance, for example, when your great princely families were, in the strictest and best sense of the word, amateurs. If theater is to survive, we need to return to the traditions of the Medici family, for example.
Wait, you know the Medicis?
Yes, of course. I mean, who doesn't?
They were into show business too?
They were into everything even remotely related to the arts.
That's news to me. I thought they were into booze and prostitution.
And horses, too. They used to run horses down at Gulf Street.
That's right.
We seem not to be talking about the same Medicis.
We're talking about Carlo and Jimmy Medici from Worcester, Massachusetts. Who are you talking about?
Another branch of the family.
Well, it was a big family. Very big family.
Yes, prolific.
Whatever. Like I said before, we don't know nothing about plays. So, the way I look at it here is that what you're really asking us to do is invest in you personally. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Am I right or wrong?
In a sense, yes, I guess that's so.
But naturally, we don't know nothing about you either, so it's a crapshoot.
Mike, it ain't exactly a crapshoot.
Crapshoot, I don't mind. I shoot craps. Love to shoot craps.
Right.
I'm only trying to characterize the enterprise for what it is in so many words, stripped of all illusions, Louis. That's all I'm trying to do.
I understand, but it ain't exactly a crapshoot. I mean, they just played before. There's a big hidden buffalo. I mean, you got the play, you got the reviews, you got a big star agreed to play the part.
Okay? Who is this star? Why have I never heard of this star?
How the hell do I know why you never heard of him? The whole world's heard of him. You haven't. All you know is Ezio Pizza.
All right.
What do you want me to roll over dead because you never heard of the star?
All right, what's his name?
How the hell do I know what his name is? He's a star. No in the show.
Fine, fine. I'll take your word for it, okay? You say he's a star, he's a star. Okay, fine. Let's get one thing straight right off the bat, Professor, okay? We ain't interested in making 6% off our investment, right? We lose 100 grand, 200 grand, okay, so what? It ain't the first time, it won't be the last time. But if we win, I want to win big. If I want to make 6% of my money, I'll put it into stocks and bonds, and I'll buy them C's and D's. You know what I mean, Professor?
So we want to be a part of the action. You understand what I'm saying, Professor? We're not afraid to take a plunge as long as we can realize the possibility of a score.
Exactly.
Then why are we talking off Broadway? If this property is such a gold mine, why ain't we talking Broadway?
Why aren't we talking Don Amici and Ida Lupino? Let me ask you this, Professor. What does it cost to do this play right? Everything top shelf. What? 1 million, 2 million?
Around 800,000, maybe 9?
So what are we fooling around with nickels and dimes for? Look, you have confidence in Terry? Huh? You familiar with his career over the years?
I've known him since Angie was taking his classes at the university. He got close before. One of his plays was a big hit in Belgium. I bet he's right.
That's good enough for me. So why don't we just take the whole thing? Never mind this limited partnership, crap, and all the rest of them technicalities. Louis, if we're gonna plunge, why don't we plunge?
Hey, I give a shit. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do is fine with me.
You mean you guys are going to invest $900,000 in my play? My play? Are you crazy?
Well, naturally, we'd have to read your play first.
Or Angie could read it.
Oh, whoever.
And then we'll talk it over amongst ourselves and with our partners, and we'll make our decision accordingly.
You probably hate it. You'll probably think it's just a silly academic exercise by an ivory tower intellectual.
Nobody came here to hate your play, Terrence.
Here you are, Uncle Mike. This'll fix you up in no time.
Thank you, Angel. So, Terrence, you got an agent or whatever? I suppose you're gonna want something to write.
Well, yes, eventually. That would be nice.
You know, normally with us, our word is bond. We shake hands, the deal is done. But I can see maybe you wouldn't be too comfortable working on that basis.
Oh, I don't care. A handshake would be fine with me, but my agent gets nervous about these things.
Frankie Salvucci's here.
Oh yeah? Frankie the Weasel? Good. Happy to see you.
Mike, about this Frankie. Somebody got to do something about this guy. You know, Bruno saw him the other day at the OTB. He dropped 2-3 grand.
2-3 grand.
He owes this guy, he owes that guy, 10 grand here, 10 grand there. First he was going to pay us in 2 weeks. Then it was 3 months. Now we're going on 7 months. Mike, we got to do something about this guy.
Okay, listen. He ain't got the money, we tell him. Hey, Frank, hey, you know what I mean? Kidding is kidding, but this ain't kidding no more.
Hey, Angie.
Hi, Uncle Frankie.
Louis,
Hello, Frankie.
Tino, Mike.
Hello, Frankie.
Frankie, Terrence O'Keefe, Frankie Salvucci. Terrence used to be Angie's professor at the university.
Oh, Terrence.
Pleasure.
Frankie, why don't you have a seat? What are you going to have to drink?
No. It's okay. Nothing wrong. I can't stay. Okay. Thanks, Angie. Okay. Bring me a scotch. A double scotch, Angie.
So Terrence wrote a play, and we're thinking of investing in it.
Well, I can come back. I don't want to interrupt nothing.
We're all friends here, Frankie. You're not interrupting nothing.
You're looking good, Frankie. You're looking very good. Wife's taking good care of you, huh? And how is the little woman anyway?
Fine. She's just fine. Mike sends you and Rose her regards.
I'll convey them to Rose. She'll be very pleased. She was just saying the other day, Why did we never see Lena and Frankie no more? I missed them.
Oh, that was nice. Lena misses her too.
Don't he look good, Louis? Huh? Nice color to his face, right?
Oh, very nice color. You been up working out, Frankie?
You know, a little squash time to time, a little handball.
Cigarettes will be the death of you yet, Frankie boy.
What the hell, Tino? You gotta have some vices, huh?
Here you are, Uncle Frankie.
Thanks, Angie. Hey, what's this I hear about you getting married?
Married? Where are you buying your information? You should get your money back, Uncle Frankie.
No, but I heard that. Seriously. I don't remember who told me, Nikki or somebody. I can't remember who told me, but somebody definitely told me you were getting married.
She's my baby. She got plenty of time to get married.
Joanna's getting married, you know?
Joanna? Really? No kidding. Joanna who?
Betty's kid, Joanna?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you believe it? Little Joanna. Two of kids she met in college.
Is he Italian?
I don't know. Funny you should ask, but I just don't know. I would imagine. Wouldn't you think so, Mike? I would certainly imagine she married an Italian. You know Betty. He'd go through the roof. Still, the world's changing. And what are you going to do, huh? Things have to change. All these Orientals come over since Vietnam. Hey, take my Christina. She brings these little Koreans over to the house to play. Who's to say she grows up, she ain't going to marry one of them? And what am I supposed to do, disown her? My own flesh and blood. It's the times, you got to be flexible. Anyway, God bless you, honey. And best of luck. You just listen to your own heart and let your conscience be your guide.
Nice to see you again, Uncle Frankie. Tell Aunt Lena and Christina hello from me.
Why don't you try the fish and rice, Frankie?
No, I already ate. Thanks, Lou.
It's nice to see you again, Frankie. Looking so good, full of healthy color. You say you've been playing squash and handball, huh?
Yeah, you know, I'm not a fanatic or nothing, Mike, but time to time.
Yeah, when we get to be our age, nothing more important than to stay in shape, right?
We were getting worried about you, Frankie. Thought maybe you left town.
Without saying goodbye. That made us sad, Frankie.
Why would I leave town? I got no reason to leave town.
Yeah.
We're glad to hear it, Frankie. We're all glad to hear it. Because to tell you the truth, we were beginning to feel a little, what's the word I'm looking for, Tino?
Apprehensive?
Exactly the word I'm looking for.
So when Mike's driving at us, we were under the impression we were going to conclude our business about 2 weeks ago. I mean, naturally, I might be wrong about the date, but that was our impression.
Yeah. Anyway, what's the difference, right? 1 week, 2 weeks. We're friends, right? We're not talking strangers who don't trust each other. We're talking friends. Almost family, after all. The important thing is, Frankie's here.
Maybe if you have business to discuss, I can, I have some phone calls I can make.
Relax, Terrence. It's no big deal.
No, but maybe if we could talk in private a few minutes, fellas?
It's okay, Frankie. It's all right. You got nothing to hide, right? We're all friends here. We got nothing to hide, right? Right, Terrence?
So then, why don't we just wrap this up then, Frankie?
We'll bring Frankie's note.
Right here.
Never mind the interest on the late charges. What is it anyway? Maybe we got the date wrong. Louis says maybe we got it wrong, Frankie. Anyway, we're all friends, right?
Yeah, here's your note. You give us the money, and we'll all have a drink.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, see,
What is it, Frankie?
Frankie's obviously got something on his mind. What is it, Frankie?
I need more time.
More time?
Another week, just another week. One more week.
Frankie.
I swear I'll have it in 1 more week, so help me God.
Frankie, do I understand correctly, you're all jammed up? Frankie, relax, okay? Hey, who doesn't get jammed up from time to time, right? Everybody gets jammed up. We all get jammed up. All right, I get jammed up, the professor, Lou. We all get jammed up. We're all friends here, Frankie. A big circle of friends, right? Frankie, Mike, Tino, Terrence, Lou.
It's like you say, Mike, I'm jammed up. I just need a little more time. Another week or two.
A week or two now, Frankie.
Hey, you know I'm good for it. What am I gonna do? Leave town? You guys always know where to find me.
Really, I have some errands I can run, no problem. I'll be back in an hour and a half.
Wait a minute, Terrence, it's okay, it's all right.
No, Mike, I feel a lot better if I could just...
No, but we're all through here. A business with Frankie's concluded.
It is?
Naturally. Kick me off, huh? A friend's jammed up. Needs more time to get his affairs in order. What am I supposed to do? I'm a reasonable man, Frankie, you know that. Lou is reasonable. Tino is well, maybe Tino is less reasonable than me and Louie, but he's not unreasonable, right, Tino? Hey, you know what you are, Frankie? Huh? You're a goofball. Ain't he a goofball, Lou?
He certainly ain't no rocket scientist.
You object to being called a goofball?
I've been called worse than that, Mike, and my time is, well, you know, been called worse than that by the likes of him.
Okay. Go on home, goofball. Don't worry about the snow. See how worried I am, Frankie? This is how worried I am about this snow.
I really appreciate this, Mike.
Nothing.
I'll never forget this, never. I'll pay you guys back. Every penny, with interest.
Nothing.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, maximum.
Okay,
3 weeks.
that's enough. Beat it, Frankie.
Good night, Professor, Tino, Lou.
Get the hell out of here.
Okay, so long then.
I said get lost.
Is something wrong, Lou?
What makes you ask, Terrence?
I don't know. Did they leave?
I think they went to the John. Mike's got a problem with his prostrate. He pees a lot. I better go check him out. Make yourself at home. Relax.
Hey, all alone? Where is everybody?
They went to the toilet.
All of them? Simultaneously?
So I was told.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Why?
You look like something's the matter.
No, it's just a little strange. This Uncle Frankie, are they all your uncles?
No, I just call them all that. I call everybody Uncle Vito and Clara. I guess some of them are related to me in actuality, and some of them aren't.
He seemed to be in some kind of trouble.
Frankie, he's always in some kind of trouble. He was born in some kind of trouble. Never mind Frankie. What do they say? He's the sort that always lands on his feet.
Yeah, but he seemed frightened, really frightened.
The thing about these guys' parents, you have to understand. You gotta take everything they say with a grain of salt. They're overgrown kids, that's all. Stuck in adolescence. How's your drink? Can I freshen your drink?
Yes, please.
We are all out of lemons. I'll make this one nice and strong for you. Okay, be right back. There you are. The thing about Frankie is you don't understand Italians. We always have to force things. That's how we are. It's all very dramatic. Say, they think if we behave like something we want has already happened, then it will happen. Like about me getting married. Nobody told Frankie I was getting married. He just made that up because he wants me to get married.
Thanks. But what's it to him if you get married?
What's it to anybody? That's what I'm telling you. You gotta take these things with a grain of salt. My feet are killing me. You know, I may be rich by the time I'm 40, but I'm gonna have fallen arches too. Probably bunions and plantar fasciitis. Do you mind if I elevate them? Like that. Just for a minute.
No, not at all.
Oh, God. That feels good. You don't mind massaging them just a little?
No, I don't mind.
Jesus. You really got quite a touch for an intellectual.
Is that enough?
Don't stop.
Guess it really hurt, huh? People never stop to think about how, in a job like this, how difficult it is, the effect it just has on your posture, you know, standing on your feet, erect all day.
That's really good, Terrence. God, that's wonderful.
And I suppose working for yourself, being self-employed and everything, you probably don't even have Blue Cross and Blue Shield, let alone major medical.
Faster, Terrence. Harder. Don't stop.
I'm always getting myself into trouble with the IRS because of the self-employment tax. They're always arguing with me that my business is really more of a hobby, so I'm not entitled to deduct my... But there's your dad in the alley with Frankie and Tino and Mike.
Oh, don't stop.
But what are they doing to Frankie?
Who cares what they're doing? They're fixing Frankie's car.
Frankie's car!
Oh, don't stop.
Oh,
Don't stop.
oh my God!
Oh my God, Terrence, don't stop.
But what are they doing to Frankie?
Never mind, Frankie, don't stop. Oh my God.
Oh God Almighty!
Oh God.
Oh no!
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, Professor.
Oh,
my
Mama!
Where'd they dig up this picture of Frankie? Looks like his high school graduation.
Frankie never graduated high school. May he rest in peace.
They did a good job with the obituary. I don't know his mother was still alive.
Oh yeah, how old is she?
I don't know, don't say. She's probably 105. Hey, how old's your old lady? She'll be close to 100 by now.
97. How old is yours?
94, 95. I don't know, who counts? 96, 97.
Anyway, God bless her, right?
And God bless all of them. I just wish they wouldn't talk so much.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a horse running here, the 7th race at Hialeah, named Frankie Boy.
I wouldn't even think about it.
He's a long shot. He's going on 40 to 1.
Forget it. What's the matter with you?
How can you not bet a horse named Frankie Boy is going on 40 to 1 on a day like this?
Show some respect. Certain things you just don't do for money, Louis.
You're right, you're right.
Serious, Louis.
Okay, okay. But if that horse comes in, fungool.
Where the hell's Tino? We can't do nothing without Tino.
I was over talking to Frankie's wife.
It's a tragedy, Lou. Terrible tragedy. You ever stop and think, what's it all mean? There's Frankie Salvucci, snuffed out before his time. Hit by a train, the 902 from Boston. Get what I'm getting at, Lou? A finer human being than Frankie Salvucci? You follow me, Lou?
It's tragedy, like you say, Michael. The horse is going on 40 to 1.
Stop with that horse already! What about this bird, Terrence? Huh?
What about it?
Well, he's a college professor, right? Who could predict how a character like that might react to a tragedy like this?
What are you talking about? How's he supposed to react? A tragedy is a tragedy.
I don't like it. That's all I'm saying, okay?
Oh, you don't like it. What's there to like? You don't even know Frankie Salvucci.
That's what I mean. Maybe he don't share our feelings about this tragic accident that happened to a man we all know and love, like my own brother.
Naturally, he shares our feelings. What, he ain't human?
He's a college professor.
College professors have feelings too.
read his play yet?
Yeah, what am I supposed to read?
I think maybe we ought to read it.
What?
It might give us a better idea of who we're dealing with.
You read it.
You know,
Listen, you read the play. Why do I give a shit?
listen, you have a better idea what he's doing, not me, okay?
Hey, listen, Mike, you're the one with the problems. I got no problems. I believe in this show, and I believe in Terrence. I don't gotta read nothing. Listen, you're barking up the wrong tree. The guy wants to do business with us.
Listen, what back your show might be a better idea of have some idea of what the hell we're backing, okay? You know what? How do we know we can trust him, okay? Is he Catholic?
How do I know if he's Catholic? I mean, he's Irish.
Being Irish used to mean something when we were kids, Louis. Don't mean nothing anymore. You know that as well as I do.
Makes you feel any better? We'll get him baptized. You could be the godfather.
Hi, Dad.
Oh.
Hi, Uncle Mike.
Hi, Angie.
Poor Uncle Frankie, huh?
May you rest in peace, Angel.
Yeah.
You know, I've been saying for years there was going to be an accident at that crossing. I mean, who needs trains anyways, this day and age? People want to go to Boston? Why can't they fly?
Tragedy. Terrible tragedy.
Terrible.
Where's the professor?
I was just talking to him. He's going to come over after a while.
Did he, read the thing about Frankie?
Yeah, he's very upset.
Oh, yeah? How upset?
Oh, not that upset. He just wants to come over and talk about his play.
No.
Say, what did I tell ya?
Something to eat, Uncle Mike. Something to drink.
No. I couldn't touch a thing, Angie. My stomach's killing me.
Sorry.
You hear what happened to Patsy? They had to take out his, I'm not sure what you call it, his digestive tract or something, and fix him up with one of them hoses that goes into a bag and hangs down the side of his shorts. The thing gives me the creeps. Maybe a glass of anisette. What do you think? Go to soothe the lining?
Yeah, that will.
Maybe some club soda. Yeah, bring me a big glass of club soda, okay? And maybe some meatballs. Tino!
Mike, move.
Louis says you've been condoning with the bereaved.
Yes, rough.
Yeah.
You know, I hate this kind of thing, Mike. I hate it.
Naturally you hate it. What, are you supposed to love it? Who doesn't hate such a thing?
Next time you go.
They get enough to eat over there. They always need food at times like this. Let's send some food, okay? People dropping in to make the condolences. They end up eating like animals. Let's send some sides of beef, pork, cold cuts, cakes, pies, watermelon, whatever they want.
They got plenty of food. Looks like the A&P in there already.
No such thing as too much food. Louis, where's the phone?
Over there.
Do you want something, Dad?
Nah, I don't feel like nothing yet. How about like a steak sandwich? Or some veal and peppers, I don't care.
Well, Louis, what's Frankie's number?
569-4332.
6, 9,
Hey, Tina, what do you want?
3, 3.
Bring me a beer, Angie.
Angie, you get him a beer.
You got it.
Hey, hello, Lena. This is Mike. Love you, Lena. God bless. Let Frankie rest in peace. I'm just calling to tell you don't worry about a thing, kid. You hear what I'm telling you? Nobody in your house is gonna want for nothing. Little Frankie, little Carmen, little, what's the girl's name?
Oh, Ave Maria.
Little Ave Maria.
No, it's Gabriella.
I mean, little Gabriella. God damn it, make up your
No,
mind.
it's one or the other. Try Christina.
Your entire little family, Lena. God bless the whole bunch of you. May you want for nothing. Don't worry about his last rites. We're sending over Benny Bertelli's funeral home free of charge. That's what I'm telling you, Lena doll. The funeral's on me. Naturally. What do you think? Who do you think you're dealing with? Lena, let me tell you. A finer human being than your husband, I guarantee your kids will go to college. You take it straight from the mouth of Mike Francesco. May God strike me dead. Their future is guaranteed on the grave of my mother. May God strike me dead if it ain't. Stiff upper lip, Lena. Frankie's with the saints and the angels, doll. My pleasure, baby. And we'll see you at the wake tonight. Anything you want or need, you don't hesitate. You hear me? Believe me when I tell you, kid, okay? Okay, so,
How's she doing?
I don't know, who cares? I want this funeral top of the line, okay?
Then why are you sitting at 2-bit crook Bertelli over there?
He owes me a favor, all right?
He's always cutting corners trying to save a dime.
He's been known to rise to the occasion.
I'd rather not be buried than be buried by him.
Now remember that when your time comes. Everything's got to be top shelf, okay? Get somebody to sing I Do It My Way. It was a sentimental favorite.
If we can get Julia, he does a great imitation of Sinatra.
Julia? Julia's in the can doing 3 to 5.
I didn't know this.
Well, where you been?
Never mind. Anyway, I just remembered, he don't do Sinatra, he does Liberace.
Oh, Liberace. That must go over great in the cake.
Luke, call Bertelli, please. Make sure he understands we want everything top drawer, top shelf, top of the
Yes,
line,
top
okay?
everything,
Stretch limos for the next of kin, the works, okay?
What about the eulogy?
Eulogy? Hey, wait, we got our own professor. Why can't he write the eulogy?
The eulogy. You don't even know Frankie Salvucci.
Hey, nothing to do with. And dear brother Frankie, Valley of Tears, blessed saints and angels, occasion not for grief, but for rejoicing. Come on, clever guy like him, write a Broadway play, and do it in his sleep. You help. Well, you don't know, make up.
No answer. Kelly's not home.
Dina, would you go over there, please? And you tell Bertelli, just impress upon Bertelli that it's in his best interest to provide a quality undertaking for the dear departed.
Right.
Remind him of past courtesies extended.
Right.
Take no shit.
Right.
Come on, Louie, let's go.
Where we going?
Arrange for the catering.
Why don't I cater?
I got a guy who owes me a favor, I can get a better price.
I'll give you a good price.
Can you beat nothing? Our dear brother Frankie. Not an occasion for grief, but rejoicing. Rejoicing. Our dear brother Frankie. Look at it this way. Even as we speak, is being welcomed by the saints and the angels. And isn't this reason for optimism? Because if Frankie Salvucci can be welcomed by the saints and angels, obviously it'll take anybody. He was my
Why don't you
friend.
knock it off? Finish it in the morning.
Funeral's tomorrow, I have to finish it tonight.
It's only a eulogy. It's not the Gettysburg Address. God, my feet are killing me. Wasn't it a wonderful wake?
Yes. The thing I liked best was the tableau vivant of the widow in the arms of Mike's wife. Fabulous comic touch. Could never invent something like that.
You know, I've been thinking, the way Frankie smoked cigarettes, he probably didn't have long to live anyway.
I've never been to a wake before.
You're kidding.
Never been to a wake before.
I thought the Irish were big on wakes.
We weren't ethnic in my family.
We're very ethnic.
I'm clean that.
You're half sloshed.
I'm trying to get thoroughly sloshed. Oh! Do you know how they embalm a corpse?
You're cute when you're drunk.
No, listen. I was talking to the funeral director, this Bertelli, a wonderful character, master of the cosmetic art. They take this kind of a suction device and they put it up.
I really don't think you should dwell on these things.
How can I not dwell on them? I'm writing Frankie's eulogy.
Yeah, but You don't have to be morbid. I think I'll have a nightcap with you.
You know, none of this seems to bother you very much.
I've been going a week since I was 3 years old. I can't believe you've never been before. You look like part of the family. You look like you belong.
Protective coloration. It's a phenomenon remarkable to certain sub-evolutionary forms of plant and insect life, very low on the biological ladder.
Well, I thought we made a very good-looking couple. Here.
You know, when you really stop and think about it, maybe this isn't such a good idea.
What is it?
My going into business with your dad and his friends, see, they probably have certain expectations that aren't very realistic. And what if they write me a check for $1 million and then I take...
They never write checks. They'll probably just meet you in some alley and hand it over in a paper bag.
But, I mean, they don't realize most plays never turn a profit. They stand a really good chance of losing all their money.
Oh, they lose it, they lose it. No big deal.
Where's all their money come from?
That is none of your business.
No, I only meant you can't finance a Broadway play with the revenues from this restaurant.
How do you know what this restaurant's worth?
Well, obviously I don't, but you know...
What? How many restaurants we own? Or what else we're into, besides restaurants?
What else are you into?
Maybe we're into laundromats, custodial services, real estate, tasty freeze. What do you care? I know the only reason you came to us is because you couldn't find money for your play anywhere else. And now you're getting, all of a sudden, what's the word, Terrence? Scruples? Just because we're Italians? Because we're not college graduates? Or because Mike uses incorrect grammar, all of a sudden you want to know if our money's clean?
Angie, please, believe me, it has nothing to do with your being Italian, or scruples, or anything else. It's just, I've never done anything like this before. $1 million, well, $1 million, well, it's frightening.
You think small, Terry. That's one of your problems. You don't like to take chances with your life.
That may in fact be true.
Fine. Who needs this? Go find your money someplace else. You want clean money? Go borrow from the church. Go ask Mother Teresa to invest. Go ask Cardinal O'Connor. Go ask Bishop Tutu. Bye.
Angie, please, listen, I'm sorry. I apologize. I deeply, deeply apologize. I'm very embarrassed.
No, it's my fault. I'm way out of line. I got no right talking to you like that. Sometimes I fly off the handle. I'm sorry.
It's all right, really. I just take it as a sign you care.
I do care.
But you see, the fact of the matter is, the money notwithstanding, I'm just wondering if my play is ready for Broadway or anywhere else for that matter.
Well, it was a big hit in Buffalo.
Buffalo? What the hell does anybody know about theater in Buffalo? The whole thing's ridiculous. What do I know about murder, for the love of God?
What does anybody know about murder?
Don't you understand? I thought I was breaking new ground. I thought I had new and valuable insight into the nature of death, into the metaphysics of dying. I had the audacity to think that I could imagine what it was like to kill someone, and I've never even been to a funeral. Never mind a funeral, not even awake until tonight. Your Uncle Frankie was the first corpse I ever saw face to face.
So what? You wrote a play. Nobody expects you to kill somebody just so you can write about a play.
No, Angie, it's premature, it's inauspicious, it's ill-advised. I'll take another look at it when I go back to the university. I'll do some revisions, I'll smooth out the rough spots, and then in a year or two we can all sit down and see where we are. I'll explain to your dad why I feel it's advisable to be getting out before we all get too far in.
You can't get out, Terrence.
What do you mean I can't get out?
I mean, I will let you throw this opportunity away because you have this sudden, irrational fear of success. There's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing can go wrong as long as I'm here.
But what if you are not here?
I'm not going anywhere.
You're not?
No.
Angie, it's not for me. It's not for... Maybe the murder's not so bad. Kiss me again.
Terrence, it's like you said before. If you really believe in something, you don't get discouraged.
I derive such strength from kissing you, such strength and optimism.
I'm mad.
Oh, yeah. Hey! Oh!
Hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No, we were just going over the eulogy Terry's writing. So, where you been? Over Frankie's house?
Yeah,
How's everybody?
you know.
Well, whose idea was it anyway, this creep, Bertelli?
Listen, Mike got a good price. Vitelli owed him a favor. Anyway, don't worry about it. He's doing a nice job.
Nice? That's not my idea of a nice job.
Don't worry about it.
Who's worried? I just don't like it, that's all. It doesn't look good. It looks cheap.
If it looks cheap, Mike looks cheap, not you and me. Anyway, don't worry about it. He's doing a nice job.
Bertelli should be burying garbage, not people.
Hey, your cousin Tony sends her love. I didn't know she was married.
Neither did I.
She looked good.
Did you meet a husband?
Nah, he wasn't there, but she looked good. She had her teeth straightened out, some work on her nose. She lost some weight.
How much weight?
About 50 pounds. Shit. She was asking when you were getting married.
I'll get married when I get married.
But what do you think, Professor?
What do I think about what?
You think it's about time that Angie settled down?
Settle down. I think I'm about the last person in the world to have an opinion on your daughter settling down.
Why don't you lay off, Pop? It's late. Everybody's pushed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was under the impression that Italian fathers,
What about that?
ethnic parents, people who parent ethnically, I thought you didn't want your daughters to leave home.
Who's talking leaving home? We're talking marriage. We're not talking leaving home.
Yeah, well, we're not talking marriage, so why don't we just knock it off as far as this subject is concerned?
Why would she want to leave home? She has everything her heart desires. People waiting on her hand and foot right there, hon.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Yes, of course. I was just thinking about her husband. That's all stupid.
What about her husband?
That her husband might have some ideas on the subject.
What subject?
Angie's leaving home. I thought her eventual husband might conceivably want to set up his own household somewhere else.
Where else?
Most married people, a lot of married people, some, do live separately from their parents and parents-in-law.
Oh, we're not good enough for her husband?
Honest to God, I'm gonna go and do the receipts.
But this character doesn't know a good deal when he sees it?
What character, Lou?
This husband of Angie's. What, he falls into like a bed of roses? I built him a house next door. 3 stories, 4 stories. Mother lives upstairs, sister lives downstairs. Then I got 1 rental there for cash flow and liquid assets. Anyway, how hard is this to take? They'll be happy living with me. What could they want that I couldn't give them, huh? Tell me what.
I don't know. I don't know what they want. Privacy, maybe.
Who wants privacy? What is this privacy?
All I'm saying is maybe they'll have some ideas on privacy.
Well, they can change his ideas. He can adapt. Like you. Take you, for instance.
What about me?
You can adapt. I seen you adapt to Frankie's wake. Look like you're doing wakes your whole life.
That was an accident. I was drunk. I still am drunk, so you'll have to discount everything I say until I sober up. If I sober up. But in general, I have no flexibility whatsoever. I'm afraid I'm hopeless to set in my ways. A creature of habit. Unbudgeable, actually.
I am never wrong about a man's character. And I'm not wrong about you, Terrence.
Well, you're wrong if you're thinking I'd give up my privacy to marry your daughter.
I don't know about marriage, but I come in, you got your hands all over my kid. You see what I'm saying? Put yourself in my place. I mean, I can only assume your intentions are honorable, but right under my nose, you follow me, Professor?
It wasn't what it looked like, Lou.
Oh, I didn't see what I saw with the hands all over my kid?
Her hands were all over me, so help me, she was the aggressor.
But admit it, Terrence, you weren't exactly repulsing her advances.
No, that's true, and I wasn't. I'm afraid I'm in no condition to repulse anyone's advances.
Where I come from, that amounts to encouraging the child.
The child? What child? I hope you're not referring to your daughter as a child, because if you are, there are a few things about her you haven't really noticed, Lou.
I think we're getting awful close to alienation of reflections.
Lou, I'm married. I'm already married. I'm a married man. And therefore, I cannot, under any circumstances, be considered a suitor for your daughter's hand in matrimony. I already have a hand in matrimony. My wife's hand. Her name is Sue Ellen, for the record.
The average marriage in this country lasts 5.2 years. I read that in the Reader's Digest. How long you been married?
13 years, 7 months.
See? Law of averages catching up to you. You're over the limit.
Lou, I'm too old for her.
Kind of man she needs. Older, mature, man of the world. Give her security, give her kids.
I hate kids.
Nobody hates kids.
I do. I hate him. I hate him with a passion. W.C. Fields was St. Francis of Assisi compared to me when it comes to kids.
Well, you can learn to love them. Anyway, her mind's made up.
What?
Her mind's made up. And when Angie makes up her mind, that is it. It is finished. It is a foregone conclusion. 28 years, I never won an argument with her, and neither will you.
She told you she wants to marry me?
It's easy to accept the inevitable.
She said that in so many words?
Well, she didn't have to say it in so many words, but I know what she's thinking. You're done for, pal.
I need to go home. I need some sleep. I need to sleep this off.
Hey, why don't you come to our house? Angie will drive you.
No, Lou, I'm going to go to sleep in my own bed, in my own house.
Hey, you can't drive. You're too drunk to drive.
I can drive.
You'll kill yourself.
Good riddance.
Angie will take you. You can sleep on the sofa in the living room. It's a Castro convertible. You'll love it.
No.
And in the morning, after the funeral, we can talk about financing your play.
Financing my play?
I can tell you the principals are very enthusiastic.
They are?
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. Don't worry about it. See, which of these should we use for the church tomorrow?
Oh.
Hey, this is a pretty good one. I like the beginning.
Hey.
Here, take a look. You were on the roll.
No, not that one. That was shit.
Okay.
Here, this one. Use that one.
We come not to praise Frankie, but to bury him. I like that. That's good. All right, Angie, let's go home.
Book's off, $22.95. You think she's ripping us off, this new kid?
Who, that Stacy?
Yeah, Stacy. There's something fishy about her.
That could be an honest mistake.
Let's get rid of her.
She's a nice kid.
I don't want her working for me.
But what are we going to tell her?
You're fired! How hard is that?
Listen, you do what you want. But to me, it could be an honest mistake.
She's gone.
All right, listen, you're the boss.
I'll see you tomorrow. What time's the funeral?
Oh, we should be at the church at 8:45.
Bertelli comes drunk. Tell him we'll burn his place down.
Lay off Bertelli's doing a nice job.
You tell him we'll burn him down. Call him and tell him.
All right, Professor. See you tomorrow at the church.
You talk so violently. We'll burn his place down. Where does it come from?
You have to talk to them in a language that they understand if you want anything done the way it's supposed to be done. He knows I'm only joking.
Joking.
Of course. Come on now, I'll drop you off. Let's go.
Angie, I'm not going to this funeral.
It won't look good.
I refuse to go to this funeral. There are limits.
You don't want to jeopardize the investment. These guys are touchy, unpredictable. They got a lot of old world first generation values. I think you gotta go.
Don't pressure me. Lay off. I'm tired of everyone pressuring me.
Who's pressuring you?
Nobody's going to tell me what to do.
I'm only suggesting. I'm only me advising you.
I don't need suggestions. I was pressured into writing this eulogy. I was pressured into going to the goddamn wake. Now you're pressuring me to go to the funeral. Your father's pressuring me to marry you, completely ignoring the fact that I'm already married.
Unhappily, by your own admission.
Be that as it may.
Nevertheless, nobody's pressuring you to do anything. Least of all, marry me, for Christ's sake. Where'd you get such an idea? It's unbelievable.
I agree.
So what'd he say? What'd he say exactly?
I didn't take notes.
But still, you must know.
Not verbatim.
You could make a summary.
It wasn't so much what he said, but how he said it.
It's just as I thought. He didn't say anything. You just imagined it. The whole thing's ridiculous. You're not even my type.
Oh, is that right?
You're too old for me.
You said yourself we made a good-looking couple at the wake.
Wakes are not life. Besides, far be it from me to fling myself at somebody who finds me unattractive.
I don't find you unattractive.
No, I suppose you find me desirable?
Heartbreaking.
Go home to your wife. Obviously, you're still in love with her. Far be it for me to be a homewrecker. Go.
Angie, I don't have a home to go home to. I don't have a wife, really. I haven't lived with her for 5 years. We're separated. We're getting a divorce. But the fact remains, I'm no kind of man for you. Look at me. What am I? I'm an empty shell, a husk, a nullity, a quarter of a century teaching English. They've squeezed me dry. There's nothing left, Angie. Whereas you, you're beautiful. Beautiful and inspiring. A beautiful, young, inspiring woman.
Inspiring? You find me inspiring? Really?
I haven't written a line of poetry since high school. But looking at you, I could write Shakespeare's sonnets for you. I could write Paradise Lost for you. I could write Roget's Thesaurus for you.
That's the most wonderful thing anyone's ever said to me, Terence.
But it's no good, Angie. It's no good. It's no good.
Why? What's no good?
You're something out of Keats. I'm something out of the wasteland. You're young, Angie, and I'm old.
Old? What is this old? You're only as old as you feel. Do you feel old?
Paleolithic.
Well, you're not as old as Paul Newman and Charlton Heston. And they're both still very sexy.
You find Charlton Heston sexy?
Sex appeal is like anything else. You don't use it, you lose it. You're just out of practice, see? That's what a bad marriage does to a man. You just need a good program of rehabilitation, that's all.
Your father said I could sleep on the Castro convertible.
You sure that's what you want to do?
Positive.
You won't regret it?
You've given me hope. You've given me optimism.
Then I've got a better idea.
What?
There's also a Castro convertible back there in my office. I hasten to add, only very slightly used.
Let's go. The second act needs work.
What?
In my opinion, the second act needs work. Don't seem real to me.
Imagine, it don't seem real to him. Seems real enough to me. Seem real enough to you, Tino?
Real. What's real? What's real to me ain't necessarily real to you.
I'm asking, does it seem real to you?
There's too much talk. Everybody's standing around talking.
Now see, that's what they do in a play. See, it ain't like television.
That's all I'm saying. It ain't real.
What the hell do you think we're doing? We're talking. Talking's real too.
I don't like the title neither. You like the title, Tino?
Hey, I buy and sell real estate. The title's a title.
What's wrong with the title?
They're all great hits. You don't like great titles. Oklahoma. That was a title. Huh? The Student Prince. See what I mean? You can hear it in your ears.
Where am I supposed to hear it, in my nose?
The Student Prince.
I am sure that Terry will have no objection to changing the title to The Student Prince. That's great. I'm surprised no one thought of it before.
Something to think about. That's all I'm saying, okay? The Pajama Games. The great ones all had great titles. Name me one that didn't.
Greece?
We're gonna back this show, we ain't gonna back this show.
Naturally, we're gonna back this show.
All right.
A word is a word, ain't it? We gave him our word of honor, didn't we?
Not in so many words we didn't.
What?
Give him our word.
Look, clear this up for me, please. Did we or did we not give him our word?
Like Dino said, not in so many words.
I think we gotta be careful how we handle this character.
Why?
Hey, didn't you read the play? Huh?
Yeah, it's literature. What do you think?
His description of icing this bird?
Yeah.
You say it's literature. I say you don't make up things like this out of your head.
What are you saying, Mike? That this Terrence is a hitman?
I'm saying that some of these descriptions have the ring of authenticity.
He was sleeping at the funeral.
Yeah.
That's what.
Huh? See? That's what I mean. What kind of a character is this? He falls asleep in the middle of his own eulogy. Look, let me ask you a question. What do we know about this guy? I mean, what do we really know about him, huh? Nothing? Next to nothing?
What can I tell you? Angie's got a hard-on for him.
Angie's got a hard-on for him? I had no idea.
Are you sure?
Am I a father?
This is serious?
Very serious.
I see. And you got no objection to your kid taking up with a goon?
Hey, he ain't no goon. He's a professor at the university.
Could be a cover.
He's been there like 15 years.
Could be a very deep cover.
Joey says the limited partnership papers are completely correct and legitimate.
That makes me suspicious by itself.
Well, I know. We take a plunge. What's the difference, right?
It's easy for you to say there's family involvement.
Well, you worried about Angie?
I'd like to think I could make up my own mind without having to be concerned with Angie's feelings.
You gotta worry about Angie's feelings. Family's family and business is business, and Angie knows that.
I'm glad to hear you say it, Louis, because to tell you the truth, Angie could be headstrong. No criticism intended, and take no offense.
She is headstrong. So what?
Like I said, I don't mean to criticize.
You got nothing to complain about Angie. Who's got something to complain about Angie? Do you, Mike? Do you, Tino? Does Joey?
Nobody's complaining. You can analyze without you having to take everything so personal.
I ain't taking it personal. I give a shit.
Fine, I give a shit too.
Me also.
There, we all give a shit equal.
Good.
Fine.
Agreed.
All the same, this guy seems like a murderous, cold-blooded fuck. Jesus. Let me ask you a question. Be honest with me. Tell me the truth. You think it figures this bird, Terrence, huh?
Yeah, I think it figures.
Yeah? Huh. You think so? Then okay.
Within limits, I think it figures.
What limits?
You know, the limits, just like Mike said, that we're dealing here with a murderous, cold-blooded fucker. Outside of that, I have no reservations whatsoever.
Outside of that, me neither. That's all I was saying, Louis. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, doll, where you been?
We went over to Tony's for a drink. Thought you would tell me last night how great she looked. That she had her teeth straightened and everything.
She did look great. What's your problem?
She looks like a cow.
Eulogy was very good, Professor. Congratulations.
It went okay?
And believe me when I tell you, there wasn't a dry eye in the joint.
Yeah, I thought Eddie was good too.
But Eddie ain't no Julio.
What the hell's that mean, Eddie ain't no Julio? Who's Julio? Julio's Julio.
That's all I'm saying. Don't get so hot under the collar. Come on, let's have a drink.
Come on, let's get this over with, okay? I told Rose I'll be home early.
No, what do you want?
Oh, no, nothing. I'll leave you guys alone to do your business. This doesn't concern me.
So, Professor, about your play here.
Yes, well, now I realize there's a very basic problem here with the suspension of disbelief of any audience so far past the breaking point that it wouldn't even be funny, so I'm perfectly resigned to the idea that you don't feel very confident pouring a whole lot of money into what is, after all, a really dubious project, me being a completely unknown playwright, and why have I even been wasting your valuable time? So let's just, why don't we just forget the whole thing? No hard feelings. Cheers!
Whoa. Hang on a second. Whoa.
Cheers!
What are you trying to say, Professor?
Fucking cheers!
What are you saying, Terrence? You found other sources of revenue?
Wait a second. The deal's off? Is this what I'm hearing, Louis?
The murder's ridiculous. No one's gonna believe it for 2 seconds.
Oh, we're worried about people not believing the murder element.
I should be writing Noel Coward sex comedies. I should be writing Flapdoodle for television. I should rewrite my thesis on Christina Rossetti.
I never knew Rossetti had a kid named Christina.
It's a different Rossetti!
You do what you want, but I'm going to tell you, the way we see it, that the thing about the murder might be too believable. But I mean, naturally, what do we know?
You thought, what? What did you say about the murder?
One of the criticisms we had, that the whole thing with the murder might be too strong.
Oh, yeah? You think it sounds authentic? Like I know what I'm talking about?
It made my blood run cold.
Oh, yeah?
It's the work of a real professional.
It is? Is it, Mike? Well, God, coming from you, that's a real compliment.
What do you mean coming from me?
Well, because obviously, because you have such a feel for drama. That's all I meant. So you have a sensitivity for theater. That's everything I meant.
You know, some people might wonder where a college professor gets ideas like this, you know?
Hey, well, you know, the university isn't exactly a sheltered workshop. We don't sit around faculty meetings throwing intellectual puffballs at each other. It's a jungle out there. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
I had no idea.
Most people don't. And it's a good thing, too.
So, then what's all this song and dance, Professor, huh? What happened overnight that you come in here today and the deal's off?
Well, you know, as far as I could see, the deal was never actually on, was it?
What? Who? What?
Have you been talking to Sonny and Blowpipe Tubatini by any chance?
Blowpipe Bubbachinis?
Naturally, he's been talking to Sonny and Blowpipe. What else? Why didn't I think it out? I was wondering what they were doing hanging around at the whip. Should have known. So, you've been talking to Blowpipe. Blowpipe made you an offer on your play, huh, Professor?
What kind of offer could Blowpipe give Terrence?
Blowpipe's been suffering lately from, what do you call that, Tino?
Delusions of grandeur.
Exactly the term I was looking for. He booked a couple of lousy nightclub acts down in his crummy casino in Atlantic City. Now all of a sudden he thinks he's the sound of fucking music. So, you've been talking to Blowpipe, huh? Blowpipe wants to produce your play, huh, Professor?
Well, you know, Mike, people talk, right? Talk is cheap. You talk, you listen.
Let me tell you something, Terry. You don't mind I call you Terry, right? You know, you remind me of my own son in some distant fashion. I only speak for myself, but I know I speak for all of us when I say that, in our opinion, your entire future is right in front of you. And we want to get right behind you.
Well, it's good to hear, Mike. Matter of fact, you remind me of my father. Also in some distant fashion.
Naturally, you're free to shop this project around. We wouldn't dream of standing in your way. But let me tell you something. Blowpipe Tubertini ain't exactly, when it comes to the roar of the grease paint and the smell of the crowd. Blowpipe ain't exactly, he ain't exactly,
He ain't exactly Daniel Merrick.
that's what.
So let's put our cards on the table, Professor. What do you want? What do you need?
Well, a non-returnable option payment of $30,000 for 6 months. 7% royalty, no, 8% royalty on the box office gross until recoupment, and then 10%, no, 12% thereafter. Script approval, cast approval, director and designer approval. Plus, I retain all movie, television, and foreign language rights, though you're free to bid on these within 2 weeks of the closing performance. And my agent will call your lawyers tomorrow to sign a letter of intent, and the $30,000 advance is payable immediately.
Sounds reasonable to me.
It does?
Yeah, me too. You, Tito?
Hey, what do I know? Do what you want.
Okay then. We got a deal.
There we go.
As long as you're willing to make a few small changes in the script.
Changes, what kind of change?
Well, like Louis said before, the murder description seems a little strong, and I think the title needs some work.
The title?
He wants to change the title to The Student Prince.
How's it going?
We're into the creative side of the negotiations now. Mike doesn't like the title.
What's wrong with the title, Uncle Mike?
There ain't nothing wrong with it, Angie. I just think it could use a little work, that's all.
I love the title. You don't like the title? Write your own play.
It was just a suggestion.
No, I mean, fair enough. I can always take another look at the script, the title, the murder. There's always a lot of revision that goes on during rehearsals anyway. Rewriting, adding, subtracting.
Oh yeah? That's interesting. I didn't realize that.
Oh, sure. Nothing's set in stone.
Well, that's very interesting because normally I wouldn't say anything, but as long as we're talking revisions, and this is not really a criticism, it's more of an observation, but the whole thing seems a little, it seems a
little verbose.
verbose, yeah. And like, it all takes place in one room. I hate that.
But it has to take place in one room.
Why?
Well, because it just has to. I'm not going to give you a lecture, Intro to Drama 101.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying that I, personally, don't like plays that take place in one room. And it is a little verbose.
Well, I suppose I can do some line cutting.
Did you ever stop and think, as long as we're laying our cards on the table here about what we don't like about this production, did you ever stop and think, and that's all I'm saying, you understand? What if? Did you ever stop and think, what if, and just think in those terms for a minute, okay? What if? You know, I'm not saying you should do this, but what if?
What if what?
What if there was some music in this play?
Music? You want a musical about murder?
It'd certainly be something different, Terry.
You want musicals about murder? Go to the Metropolitan Opera. They do one every night.
The question I see as I see it is that it makes people feel good in this day and age.
I'm not interested in making people feel good.
At $50 a ticket, you want to make them feel bad?
We're not really talking about the same thing.
That's it, but Mike's got a point here. Whatever else you could say in favor of murder, it doesn't make anybody feel good.
What does this play have to be about murder for anyway? Why can't it be about, like, cats or something? You know, like, something people can hum the songs and tap their feet to the music. I hate cats. All right, it doesn't have to be cats, dogs, Dad. Chimpanzees, who cares?
Can't make a musical about chimpanzees.
Why not?
No one's
Be
gonna
something
see that.
different. People don't want to see the same old thing all the time. They want to see Oklahoma. They want to see the gypsies.
Well, I'll certainly give it a great deal of thought.
One other little tiny thing, Terry. My wife, Rose, she got this niece. The truest kid you ever saw. And talented? Model, and she got more talent than you could shake a stick at. I was thinking maybe you could give her a small part in the play. Nothing major, you understand? Just something little, get her feet wet.
Your wife's niece.
You name it, she can do it. Sing, tap dance. She plays the accordion like it's nobody's business.
The accordion.
I love accordion music. Of course. I love it. Don't tell me you don't like accordion music.
No, I'm wild about accordion music. It's just that in this play,
Her name's Carmela. She was named after Carmen Caballero. May he rest in peace. Great piano player in his own right, but before your time. Friend of the family.
Look, Mike, I'd like to be accommodating, naturally, but what you don't fully understand about professional theater is that we need
it
to...
would make a world of difference, you see? The kid's depressed. The fact of the matter is, she's got a weight problem. and she thinks she's ugly. What do you call this psychological sickness? What do you call it? Like embolism? Botulism? She's fat. Yeah, but the chance to have a part in a Broadway play would give her some confidence in herself, you know?
I don't mean to be blunt.
Nah. I wouldn't have it any other way. Feel free.
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Go ahead, say what's on your mind.
There's no part in this play for a fat teenage accordion player.
Hey, careful what you say about Carmela. The kid has feelings, too.
Look, I'm sorry, but I think it's incumbent upon me to protect everything.
You give a part to Carmela, you gotta write a part to Philomena.
Who's Philomena?
My niece.
I suppose she plays the accordion, too.
Well, no, but she can learn.
You know, I've been thinking, you know when this play would go over big? Uncle Luigi's restaurant in Tampa Bay. They've been talking about doing like dinner theater for years. They jump at the opportunity.
Wait a minute, dinner theater, you do things like Annie. My play isn't remotely like Annie.
Hey, what's wrong with Annie? Annie was a big hit. You should be so lucky.
Tomorrow!
Wait a minute!
Luigi's like an opera singer.
Yeah! Wait a minute! You get Luigi on the scam, forget it.
Music now.
Crisis in the crisis in object. We don't let Luigi on the...
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. But you really don't understand. Revisions are one thing. Revisions are revisions, but what you're talking about are not revisions.
Revisions, Terry. Then what are you?
Talking about changing fundamental concepts, and I can't agree to that. I have to draw the line somewhere. There's an integrity to my play that can't be stretched beyond a certain point.
Well, I'm sorry to see that your mind is completely closed to a little constructive criticism.
So am I. And to tell you the truth, I'm a little surprised.
You know, we're putting $1 million scuttles into this piece of shit, Professor! Don't we get nothing for our money?
Okay, look. Let's just forget the whole thing. This just isn't going to work. It was crazy to think we could pull this off.
What are you driving at, Professor?
It might be hard for you to grasp this, Mike, but I didn't write this play to make money.
Terry,
Oh my...
what are you saying?
I'll look for financing somewhere else.
Where else? There is no place else. You said so yourself.
He's been talking to the Tupatinis.
What? Uncle Blowpipe? They want to back his play?
That's what it sounds like, hon.
You can't let Blowpipe steal this play.
But what are we gonna do? You heard him. He doesn't want to make any compromises.
Do you realize that Julie just got divorced?
Julie? Julie who?
Julie Tubatini, Sonny's daughter. Are you crazy? You think I'm gonna let that man-eating bitch get a hands on Terry?
Listen, we're talking business here, doll.
We
We're not doing
are
family.
talking the man I've been waiting for 28 years. That's what we're talking. You want me to get married? You want me to give you grandchildren?
Hey, watch your mouth.
I'm warning you, Pop. If he goes, I go.
Hey, calm down, Angel. Calm down. You don't talk that way to your father. Is that how I raised you?
tell me to calm down. I am perfectly calm! And I'm telling you, either you produce Terry's play, or I swear to God, I'm leaving home.
You would.
Yes, I would.
No, you couldn't.
Try me.
What are we gonna do? You see how it is?
Hey, it's not your fault, Louis. Not entirely your fault. Okay, Professor. You got us over a barrel here. You got a gun to our collective heads. But at least give us a walk-on for my niece.
No, I'm sorry, no relatives. No Uncle Luigi, no Uncle Luigi's wife.
Then at least, how about a little background music to set the mood?
I don't think so.
Before the show, in the lobby, while the people are waiting to come in. A little Perry Como, a little Jerry Vale, a little Umonte. How about it, Professor? Throw us a freaking bone.
Well, maybe a little Pavarotti.
No, no. I think that's a bad idea. Absolutely not. No music. You do this play exactly the way Terrence wrote it. Word for word. Take it or leave it.
Well, gentlemen, do we have a deal or don't we?
We got it.
I knew it. Think I told you.
Next time, raise your kid right.
I just imagine opening night, Donnie Chum, Channel 5 News, Blue Monte Pavarotti, get some bimbos on a rock. Here we go.
Celebrate the partnership.
Tino, Mike,
Oh my God.
have a drink.
Mike, Lou, Tino, break your legs.
I'm